Yeah, 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 yeah. Life, life, life. Celebrate life, celebrate life.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Vibe, give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again, yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Whoa. One more year on them, yeah. More life to you, can we there till the end. Real from me heart, no pretend. Big birthday.
It's always a surprise, and it's good to know that you have, and there are others here, and pardon me if I don't know where you're from, but just wave your hand for me, please. Wave your hand. Those of whose name, location I didn't call, but just wave your hand, right? The rest of us, so that we know that we have covered everybody. Okay? Now, I'm going to break tradition. And now that we see this, I'm going to raise a Lincoln. As you conduct in prayer, don't know this for me, please. You conduct in prayer. We're going to sing the first verse of a hymn.
They come from the north and south, invited to join with Jesus as guests and dwell in their Father's house, to gaze at His lovely face and roll in His purity. He will bring songs and joy throughout eternity. They come from the thorny path. They come from the thorny sea. They come from the hills. They come from the depths. They come now, O Lord, to Thee. Arrayed in His marriage robe, the bridegroom so soft to see. He who hung upon the cross to win the victory. Have a good song.
But nonetheless, he was an example of everything. Very good youth leader. Very excellent. We grew up on his hands. Great elder. Queen's Faith. Oasis. Excellent elder. And more than anything else, a great father to many of us. And I listened to talk earlier. She has to say something. You know why? Because she's the woman behind the man. So I'll get her to say something at the great time. Right? I'm gonna ask Pastor Knight, because this is what Adventists does very well. The Bible says, hold on, call upon any man suddenly, but Adventists do that every time. They put that law, they break it every time. So I'll ask Pastor Knight to come and open this evening's proceeding for us. Pastor Earl Knight.
Come in your presence, celebrate the life that you have given to my friend and brother, Neville Blackwood. I thank you, Lord, for him and for the celebration we're having on his behalf this evening. Pray that you will bless him and bless the proceedings here. So many people have come together from far and wide. We ask the Lord to bless this getting together and that the name will be glorified, especially in this place.
I'm from the UK, and it's an absolute blessing and a pleasure to be here to celebrate this momentous occasion with my cousin Neville. Neville is a great cousin, but he's kind of like a dad figure all the same. Very spiritual man. And when my mum died in 2001, it was a really difficult time for me. And I gained a lot of strength from Neville, Clive, well, Clive didn't come, but Carl, Lincoln, they came and they supported our family well. And I will never forget that. And I just want you to know that you're my brother, and I love you very much. And I pray that God will continue to keep you in your right mind. It's good to get old, but it's even better to be in our right mind. So On behalf of the Sterling family in the UK, I'm here with my younger sister, Janine. We would like to thank God for you and pray that God will continue to bless you and keep you and give you many more years. This is a momentous occasion. I'm meeting family I've not met ever, family I've not met for a long time. So this is going to be something that stays with me for a very long time. God bless you, bro. And yeah.
For us as family, and for my sister and I, Sister Dimple, she's sitting right there. On this memorable, momentous, extraordinary occasion, we gather to celebrate a remarkable lifestone for a remarkable man, my loving brother, Brother Neville. 8 years of love, life, and laughter. I don't know if you know how my brother can laugh. Brother Neville has always been a beacon of love and light in our lives, my sister and I. He loves us as sisters, but I can tell you, he treasures Sister Dimple in a very special way. They have a special bond. And this special bond and affection does not affect me because Brother Neville was the one that was there with Sister Dimple from she was born. Now you hear me saying Brother Neville and Sister Dimple. Now, Sister Dimple gave Brother Neville that name, and she mandated him to call her at maybe age 3 or 4 years old. She went next door, and the persons, the older ones, were called brother and sister, and she came home and she said, Neville, you call me Sister Dimple, and I will call you Brother Neville. So they were close. Now this special bond and affection and tenderness is born out of him being the only sibling that has heard Sister Dimple speak verbally, communicated with. It was not until maybe in her childhood she got ill, and she lost her sight and she lost her voice. He was her voice after that, her confidant and her unwavering support during those challenging times as children. If you know my brother well, music is his ministry. Are you aware of that? He embraces every opportunity to minister through music. But Brother's never passion for singing will allow him to beg you a sin if he's not on the program. I have made the song, Father, lead me day by day, ever in thine own sweet way, teach me to be strong and true. I have made that my go-to every day, and that's because of Brother Neville. Brother Neville is very opinionated. I don't know if you know that. And if you try to go against him, you know that you will hear the word, and he'll tell me you're getting out of your cotton-picking mind. He's a devoted father, a devoted husband, a devoted leader, a devoted church elder. He cherishes good relationships. He told me that, you know, Jen, I married Sister Hyacinth because I could marry no one else. Brother Neville, we thank God for blessing you with 80 years of life. May the Lord continue to strengthen you, guide you, and keep you in His care. and may your journey and service to God
I would like to speak on behalf of my siblings sitting there, my nieces and nephews and all those people who will not get a chance to speak. Just want to identify all the dignitaries and all the guests who have come in to celebrate with us on this particular day. Now, before I get started, let me say that Brother Neville has inherited some of her bad qualities from my mother, waking us up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock for worship in the mornings. That is not nice. And Brother Neville, I just want you to know you still owe me some money. I recall at 9, 10 years old when you bring all your friends from Penwood to Portland. I had to climb the coconut trees, cut bananas and stuff to pack in the car so that you could take back to Kingston. You haven't given me any money for that yet. So I just want you to know I need my money. With interest. Now, Brother Neville is a pretty strange guy. Well, in our family, we have never fought as siblings. Let me put that straight. One time in my life, I remember that my brother railed against me, and I give you this scenario. You see, my father had passed away, and we got together on the Zoom to sort of plan the funeral. And then I said, I stepped up and said, Mom, you don't have to worry. As kids, we will step in and take care. We plan all the program. I will make sure everything goes okay for Dad. That didn't go over too well with Brother Neville. Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. My mother, this is my mother's husband. And she has a right to say and to dictate whatever is going to happen for this funeral. That was the only time. And as I knew that I was younger, I had to be quiet. Although I was grown, I had to be quiet because my older brother had spoken. And so, I just want you to know that I have sort of looked to you for what my future will be like. At 80 years of age, you're still going strong. And I know you have good genes. And so I anticipate when I get to 80, I will be as strong and healthy and good looking like you. Brother Neville is a leader in our family. He is a spiritual leader, gives good counsel. He is a good brother. And so, on behalf of my family, my siblings, we did not have a second thought where this is concerned, to jump on a plane from wherever we are to celebrate with you on this particular occasion. The song that comes to mind is Happy the Home, where God is near and love fills everywhere. That was my mom's very favorite song. And I know that you have, more than all of us, captured that spiritual fervor of our mother. And we hope that one day we'll be able to be right in your footsteps and be stalwarts spiritually Thank you for your leadership, and may God bless you.
When my family, we moved to Queens, the Spirit led us to Queens Faith Temple. And it is true when they say blood calls to blood, because when we got there, Brother Blackwood and Sister Blackwood welcomed us and made us feel at home. And when we tracked down the history of our family, we found out that we shared a great-grandmother, a great-great-grandmother. So we were cousins, and we just automatically loved each other. Right? I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. In all my days, I've been held in your hands from the moment that I wake up. Your goodness is running after me. Yeah. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, surrender now. I give you everything. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. So, I got one sibling, but I have a lot of adopted siblings, and I'm also speaking for my cousins. I got my Uncle Joe, his 2 children are here, Andrew and Darren. I got my cousin Steph, who was my shadow, and is now 4 points. 1, my dad was a priest of his home. So if you ever stayed with us at 3510 Crescent in St. Catherine or 1400 Troy Avenue in Brooklyn or 253-64 148 Road in Rosedale, you know that my parents, when they were working, got up at 5 o'clock in the morning for family worship. If you don't believe me, let me tell you a story real quick. So we're hanging out because I'm fresh from college, and we decide to go out Saturday night and we party, and we get back in at 4:45. I rolled into bed at 4:50, and at 5 o'clock, there's a rap on my door for me to get up and come to family worship. So if you're at the house now, they don't get up at 5 o'clock anymore because they don't have work. They get up at 7, 8 o'clock now? 6. So they give you an hour more. My dad was never the cool dad to me because he didn't dress the way I like to dress. He didn't buy me the stuff that I like to buy. I wanted the Reeboks. I remember I wanted the 5411s. My dad bought me these other Reeboks and bought me fat laces that I wanted, and then told me that I had to tie them. The reason why I'm playing piano now inspired me when I went to go visit him in England. But my Uncle Lincoln was a cool uncle. I liked the way he dressed. He drove the nice car. He had the Beamer, and that was my idol. But then, one day, I'm in Kings Plaza, for those of y'all that grew up in Brooklyn, and I'm buying some Reebok sneakers with my dad. He buys me what I want, which is nice, and I get to school on Monday morning. And when I get to school on Monday morning, a girl walks up to me, she said, "Kirk, you were in Kings Plaza yesterday?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Was that your big brother?" I said, "No, that's my dad." She said, "He got a girlfriend?" I said, "Yes, my mom." I said, "They're married." She said, "My sister was asking me, because you sure he don't want a side piece?" I was like, "No, he don't want a side piece." Then we get to college, and my dad, I thought my dad was still on cool until, and I know a lot of y'all experienced this. My dad is different from my mom, total polar opposite. I could leave my dad in a room with strangers, and when I come back 5 minutes later, he knows everybody. My dad became the father for all my college friends. So one of the event planners is Ramona. If you see Ramona, she could tell you that they developed that relationship with my dad because he used to come up with my mom and they used to bring food. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, I used to go home for Thanksgiving, and when I came back, I had enough food to serve me until I went back home for Christmas. So everybody, from my room, or they had food from my sister's room. When my mom came, they always had a spread. Biggest spread that they had, I graduated. It is my graduation day, and why do I have half my graduating class eating at my table? Because my mom and my dad provided that for me. The last point, my dad, and I'm not gonna achieve this, but my dad was the ultimate husband. And father. So let me break this out in two parts. My mom used to work for ACS. She would get off of radiology at 5 o'clock in the evening, take the train to Manhattan, and she would work until 1 o'clock at night. My dad never came home after he got off. He got a part-time job or he would stay by a friend, but he dropped my mom to work every day unless he had to go to the office. He picked her up every evening from work. And when she worked those nights at ACS, he would pick her up at 1 o'clock in the morning, get home at 2:30, and do that all over again.
Is that many of us have had our experiences that go into different things that we can relate to. Okay? We can look at what Neville has done and what he has contributed to. I'm going to speak for a set of people who had him as their youth leader back there in Penwood. He was somebody who would literally fight for the youth. You know, there are times when, back in the day when people were not very, what's the word I'm looking for, not very kind to young people. And he had gone through a serious situation too, because once you go to college those days, they have you off, you remember that? You were outlawed, remember that, Miss June? They think that you were coming with your fanciful ideas that could not match up to the doctrines, and we all know that Seventh-day Adventist doctrine is what we work with, and that is why, and things open up to us every time. That's why many of us have done Joshua 5, 6, 7 times, and it's new to us again, right? But Neville Blackwood would really fight for us. But one thing I know, when I watch his dress over the years, my wife says, it looks like Kirk is buying his clothes now. Because when you look at old Neville is now dressing like he should have dressed, some time ago, while he was curtailing Kirk. You understand me? Now Kirk is pulling him into a modern style, a style that is, a little different. And you'll see some of the clothes that changed. He still is very conservative though, but nonetheless, there's a photograph of him the three generations, Neville, Kirk, and Kai. And you see the three different dresses that's there, but you know that it was because of Kirk and Kai why Neville has not yet surrendered the things of youth. Right? But I'd like to give you a story of a transition that took place. Listen to me carefully. This older man had married to this older woman for companionship. But it seemed that when they came in, after being married, just come in, he saw her taking a handful of pills. And he said, what is that for? And she said, it's to make me feel young. So, of course, she get herself ready to go to bed. He then went into her stash because he said, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. It happened that the morning he woke up. She woke up rather. She didn't see him on the bed. She thought he was in the bathroom. Never hear him come out. It was a long time. She checked, he wasn't inside there. She checked everywhere in the house. He wasn't there. She was wondering if something had happened. And she looked through the window and she saw him by the gate. So she went up to the gate and she touched him on his shoulder and said, what happened? You gave me a scare. He said to her, no. When he turned around, she saw that he was crying. She said, what happened? He said, I missed the school bus.
My folks, my lovely people in the house. You know, it is a privilege and it's an honor. And I want Queen's Faith to back me on this by standing in solidarity with me here. Given our risk, come on, Queen's Faith, will you just stand with me? Because Elder Blackwood has been an outstanding leader in Zion. And so we are proud of you, and we are proud of what you have produced in us as Queen's Faithful for the past 25 years. And you know, Brother Kirk just said something, and I just want to plug into that because it related to me. Just this week, you know, I was telling my son that, you know, I'm coming to a surprise party for Elder Blackwood. And, you know, we were there talking about him a little bit. And Jerome, my son, said, listen, the Blackwood has inspired me. And I'm saying, Elder, you've left your mark. You've left your mark in Queen's Faith. And we are just happy to know that, you know, the Lord has placed you, I mean, took you down here south, you love the south because, you know, well, you want to run away from the cold, you left it for us, but we're happy to come by this evening to celebrate with you and to let you know that we love you to the max. I want to share one, you know, I wish I could have more time, but I want to share one little thing. You know, you remember, you know, we would sit and talk and you know, go back in old days. And, you know, one of the stories Elder Blackwood told us was when he came to the good old USA here, way back then, you know, it's a new life. You know, not that we didn't have anything back home, but, you know, it's a new thing. We have more food, we have, you know, the kitchen is more lively. And one morning I don't know what he was cooking. He was cooking, I mean, he was preparing breakfast, right? And the breakfast, it's a lot of stuff he was there cooking, but in the midst of the whole thing, and you gotta pardon me a little bit here because I gotta go a little Jamaican style because that's how we talked it and that's how I can remember it. He said, listen me, somehow we just left the house and we just gone to work and leave the pot on. And when they come home, when they approach the door and open the door and look inside of the place, white like, and then him look and him see the pot on the fire, red like crimson. Him say him just grab up the pot. And like he use a towel or something. I don't remember what he said, but they grab a towel. He said, just grab the pot and fling the pot on the ground. The rest is history. We don't know what happened there. But that was really, I found that really interesting, to know that, well, the house didn't burn down. That was a good thing. But my brother, you have left an impact on our lives, and we just don't love you. Put your hands together again for Elder Blackwood. Love you.
Okay, this is unexpected. Hi, Uncle Neville. How you doing? I just feel like I'm one of his favorite girls. So here's the deal. Kirk, I don't know if this is related to what you were talking about this now. Okay. Kirk had written a tribute to his dad on Facebook. And I read the tribute. And I was in tears. The reason why I was in tears is because this is my Uncle Neville he was talking about. And I could relate to the things he was saying because I have experienced Uncle Neville for myself. And so what I did, Uncle Neville, do you remember? I called you with tears in my eyes and I said, I just read Kirk's tribute to you. And I want to confirm, not that I need to confirm, everything he said is true because I've experienced it for myself, from you, and I love you so much. And so I bring that up because it's one thing to be a father of the children that you brought to this world, but it's another thing for other people's children to experience you in that way as well. That's very rare. So again, publicly, I just say thank you. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for being my Uncle Neville. When I was in college, if I called Kirk and I wanted to leave, I was at the University of Delaware. Kirk would come get me and bring me to Uncle Neville and Auntie Hyacinth's house for the weekend. They would harass me about my homework and my school and my grades. And I would spend the weekend with them, and then he would take me back to the University of Delaware. They were good times. But again, publicly, Uncle Neville, you know privately how I feel about you, but publicly I want to say I love you dearly. You're one of my most favorite people. And I'm so glad we're doing this to celebrate you because you deserve it.
There is so much to be said about Uncle Neville. And I am one of those who grew up with Hyacinth and Neville. And they were our role model, our leaders. And if there was anything that was happening at church and we asked Mom to let us go, the first question is Sister Blackwood going? Is Brother Blackwood gonna be there? If those two weren't gonna be there, we were not going to be there. That's how they looked to them, because they were our role model at church. And Neville has been there over the years, encouraging, and is always there. I know that I can always call on him for anything. As Roxanne just said, they took charge when she went to school, and sometimes they took her, and I didn't even know that she was going to Uncle Neville. But I did not have to worry, because I knew she was in good hands. And so, Neville, I just want to thank God for you and for allowing you to get to this milestone. You have done just about everything, but there's always more to do. So enjoy the rest of your time here. And I just give God thanks for all the blessings that He has given you. So to you, happy birthday, and may God continue.
First, I would like to correct the record. My name is Lenworth Black. When we continue to call me Lee Black, I have not seen that on my birth certificate. It's Lenworth Black. A few weeks ago, I was sitting in church and I noticed that the superintendent was moving towards me. And I said, he's going to ask me to teach the lesson. As I sat over there and looked at Renrick, I know he was going to call me up here. And I started to think, because I anticipated that he's going to call me up here. So I'm not surprised. However, let me say this. Neville, first I admire your son. I follow him on Facebook. I don't say anything, but I just follow him. The way he addressed you and the thing he said about you, it makes me feel so glad. Because that's the way fathers are supposed to train their sons. Neville, I am indeed grateful and glad for this moment that the Lord has kept you all these years and allowed you to be here with us tonight. And because of that, we are here. I am grateful for the example that you have set for all of us to follow. That we can walk in your footsteps, follow the example, the way we should treat our wives and our children. I don't know fathers, but I can tell you every time I open my mouth, there's always two Neville, Blackwood and Henry. And whenever my friend Renrick and I have discussion, we talk about you guys a lot. I'm glad to be here tonight. And I'm glad that the Lord has kept you long. So I hope and trust that as you continue this journey, you will continue to set the examples for all of us that we can follow, because these are the kind of leadership we need in our home. May God bless you on this your birthday, and may He continue to bless you with many more happy birthdays.
Good night, everyone. Dr. Knight, how are you? Mrs. Knight. I met Elder Blackwood 13 years ago when I came to New York and I went to Queen's Faith Temple. And he and Sister Blackwood are phenomenal people. And so my wife couldn't be here with me today, so I have a tribute that I'd like to, that was penned specifically for you, sir. In his inspiring and best-selling book, Disciplines of a Godly Man, seasoned pastor and author Ken Hughes outlined the several disciplines that should shape the character of Christian men. Among them, godliness, purity, marital faithfulness, integrity, prayer, devotion, leadership, and ministry. Having observed your life, sir, I say without fear of contradiction that you embody these disciplines and more. It is therefore with great pride and humility that this tribute is penned to celebrate an iconic man who has faithfully fulfilled the role of spiritual priest, devoted husband, father extraordinaire, grandfather, administrator, and servant leader as you reach another remarkable milestone in your distinguished life. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines the word quintessential as constituted, serving as or worthy of being a pattern to be imitated. This definition, Elder Blackwood, aptly describes you. For you, your life is one that is lived in selfless service to God and humanity. You have mastered the rare art of balancing success without compromising values. and leadership without neglecting family. You are pragmatic, inspirational, and a visionary person, one who thinks boldly and stamps excellent on everything that you undertake. Elder Blackwood, you are the real McCoy, a man without ambivalence or contradiction. What one sees is what one gets. This authenticity is an admirable quality seldomly found in today's leaders. You're trustworthy, committed, and altruistic. And you find your greatest joy in serving both God and people. In every sense of the word, Elder Blackwood, you're quintessential. You're the spiritual priest of your home, a devoted and sacrificial father, a wise spiritual advisor, and a dependable provider. Those who know you well can attest to your willingness to sacrifice personal comfort for the well-being of your family. You're a dreamer who constantly envisions better ways to uplift those you love and the community you serve. As a loving husband, you ensure that your wife never doubted your love. And we see it daily. You faithfully kept and continue to keep her love tank full. In every responsibility entrusted to you, you approach the task with diligence, enthusiasm, and unwavering commitment. On the occasion of your 80th birthday, a truly phenomenal milestone, we celebrate and commend you for your sterling contribution to humanity, both within religious and non-religious spheres. We pray that God will continue to bless you with long life, good health, contentment, joy, and abundant peace. With love, admiration, and gratitude from Waitlin, Marlanzo, Michael, and myself. God bless you, sir.
That when I walked through the door this evening, I was surprised.
It worked, it worked, it worked!
My wife did it into me. But more so my pastor. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to deal with him. We were talking this morning and he was, telling me, then he said, I see you in the week. Well, it's really in the week. But I didn't know what time in the week. But he said, I see you in the week. If he had said, I will see you later, then I would more appreciative of the fact that it's later, but in the week it's prolonged. And so I could not understand. And when I came through the door, he was the first person I saw. I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm really happy to know that I could be in this arena this evening with all the comments that I made. I was really surprised because I did not expect to see all these people from all around. They come from the east and west. They come from the north where it's cold, to the south where it's warm. It must be something special to be here. I am saying that I really appreciate the move that has been made for those who came from wherever you came. But there was something quite significant to me. On Sunday, I picked up my cousin from the airport, coming from the UK. And then on Monday, I got a call that his sister, she's my other cousin, will be coming in on Wednesday. And so what they did, that they took me around the table, my wife and my friend, and they said, I think we should do something for you. Seeing that your people, your cousins are coming from so far, I think we could wait for your birthday, but one of them, Janine, will have to go back on Wednesday. She said, you know what? I think we should have a dinner that they could enjoy it on Sunday. So I said, okay. I said, so how will the dinner go? She said, well, all we have to do is go out and get some food. Get the fish. And so what my wife did, it was Tuesday, she said, let's go down to the fish place and get the fish. And I noticed that when she was picking up the fish, she was showing the man how to pick up the fish. And then she told the man how to slice the fish. And the man was, and then she took up another piece and she, so where are you going with all this fish? She said, don't worry about it. We'll find place to put it. And this is the place the fish came. The fish was, and I'm watching, but all the fish, but I noticed that when I come near with an argument, it was silent. Everybody went mute. And so, as a good man, don't want to listen too much, I walked away. Fish fried, veggie meat fix. Are we going to eat all of this? And I could not understand. But you know, I took it as it was given. I have to accept it. I did not impose on anything. I just accepted it. But I'm wondering all by myself, why is all this cooking? Why are we going to cook so much? And it's now only 6 of us in the house. Are we going to eat all this food? But don't worry about it. I stayed and I listened, but cannot hear anything. To get close sometime when they talking, but everybody went mute. As my grandmother said, business is not yours, you leave it alone. And so I didn't do anything. one sister said to me, "It's your birthday." Yes, my birthday is coming up. She said, "And where they gonna have it?" And I said, "They said they're gonna have a dinner here." She said, "Okay." And she didn't say anything else because she recognized that she might be giving away something. So she didn't say anything more. So I kept quiet. And then my son called me. And he said, "Dad, we are going out for dinner on Sunday evening." I said, "Mom is going to prepare dinner." He said, "No, don't worry, we're going to go out for dinner." So anything my son say, I accept it, you know. We're going to go out for dinner. But I noticed that everybody is giving me a wide circle. It's in the house, but you know, everybody is giving me a wide circle. And when the time I come, I say, "What is happening?" Everything is okay. But it's a wide circle. Until this evening, my neighbor wanted to come to this place. Then he called. And when he called, he said, "Where is your wife?" My wife left. He said, "Where is the place?" And he said, "Where is the place?" I said, "What place?" Then my grandson came in and said, "Yo, let me have the phone, Dad." And then he took the phone, and I'm trying to listen to what's happening now. And I can't hear what is happening because he said, "I got to go downstairs." So he ran downstairs because he's going to talk to the man downstairs. And so I can't get nothing. Quite fortunate for me, he left, and the gentleman called back. When the gentleman called back, he started to ask some questions. So I went into my cousin and I said to him, "Let me have the address of the place." He don't want to tell me, but let me have the address of the place. Then I called my wife. And when I called my wife, I said, "You know, my neighbor is asking for you," and so on. She said, "That is okay. Don't worry about it." So I am left in the loop again. I don't know what, until my son came. And when he came, he said he would pick me up at 2 o'clock. So I got dressed, "Get dressed, Dad, we're gonna go for dinner, get dressed," and I came out. And then he told me that what I should wear. He said, "Go inside your closet and get that brown suit." And then he told me, he said, "There's a cologne on your dresser. Use that cologne." Then he said, "Just put a little around here. And then it stays very long. So you don't have to put on much." All right, what else? "That's okay, I'll pick you up." So after 3 o'clock, but he's in the house and he's not getting out. And I'm outside now and I get dressed, I'm dressed, you told me 3 o'clock. And take it easy, Dad. Not knowing that they were making arrangement of when I should come in this place. So I got in the car, he took me in the car, and I realized from my cousin, I got the address. and I know the place we are coming for dinner. But when I came, he said, stay in the car, and then let me check something. That's what I'm saying to myself. It's not a restaurant, it's a place where people gather together and have all sort of things here. Then that's where you're going to take me to eat. And so when I sat there, you don't worry about it. If this is not yours, you leave it alone. And so he came back and he called me and he said, follow me. Then this nice young lady came out. And she said, Mrs. Blackwood. I said, yes. And she said, hold my hand. And she walked me to the door. When I came to the door, and they opened the door, bless my heart. I wonder, where are all these people from? How did they get? This must be some long time planning. This must be some long time planning. A whole year. Planning. Yeah. You know, I am saying to you this evening, what a time it will be when we all get to it. When I came in and I saw the people from Marana, people from Queen's Faith, people from all over the place, and my friends from here, and I looked, but when I saw my sister, I broke down in tears. It's a good feeling. And I must say, thanks to all of you who have recognized what service can do. Thanks to all of you who I have at least bring some solace, some comfort, some hope to. Many of my younger people in helping them. And all I can say, thank you for appreciating me back then. It's easy to give the flowers while you're alive and you can smell it. And when you die, you can't smell it. Took me back to a point where the man was dead in church, and the family was sitting in the pew, and everybody was saying good things about the man. And the man touched her son and said, go look in that coffin, it's your father died. You understand what I'm saying? What happened, the man was in the coffin was not the man that they were reflecting as the good person. I pray that the Lord will always bless the families. I pray that the Lord would bless those of you who have made it from so far to be here. I must say thanks to you, and I appreciate you coming here. I will never forget this moment. The Bible clearly states, years of a man, 70 be covered under the mercies and auspices of the Holy Spirit as you travel. May God bless you.
Yeah, happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Yeah, one more year on them. Yeah, go on, one a vibe, give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again, yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Whoa, one more year on them. Yeah, more life to you, cause we there till the end. Real from me heart, no pretend. Big birthday, bash. If I ever on the ground, liquor, splash. Give thanks for we life, oh gosh. Watch it, they make me go dip in at the stash. Drink and smoke so we frost. Turn up the sound box. Girl, them a bubble to the max. Everything well, cool and relax. So we send out the location. They up on spot.
Come on, everybody. coming off, for he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And nobody can deny that nobody can.
Yeah, happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Yeah, one more year on them. Yeah, go on, all a vibe, give thanks for life. Next year we doing it again. Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Whoa, one more year on them. Yeah, more life to your car with day till the